Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala amma ba'd. Welcome all Hadith disciples. Here we have another request from one of the many Hadith disciples out there with regards to our book review episodes. And the book that was requested to be reviewed and studied in brief was my own book, 40 Hadith on Seeking Knowledge. 40 Hadith on Seeking Knowledge. Alhamdulillah, as it's well known to, alhamdulillah, all praise for Allah, many viewers explained the book. I did a summary of the book in Masjid Mujahideen in West Philadelphia last summer. I did an explanation of the book in UMM Masjid in South Philadelphia last summer. And due to lack of time and many things that take precedence and priority, I haven't been able to fulfill the request of another Hadith disciple here in Al-Madinah An-Nabawiyah by Brother Umar with regards to making an explanation of it again, a full explanation, and putting it on this channel. But bi'idhnillah azza wa jal, the explanation will be done very soon, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make things easy. Ameen. As for this episode, then as was explained before, it says 40 Hadith on Seeking Knowledge. Alright, very clear title. Very simple title. It's 40 prophetic statements and actions and silent approvals, hadith, which we explain what it is, on seeking ilm. How to seek knowledge, when to seek knowledge, when not to seek knowledge, why seeking knowledge so special, so important, so virtuous, the do's and the don'ts of seeking ilm. Right. The book has been printed. It says copyright 2014. We have a brief preface with two statements of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, and the publisher, or the title, or the distributor and the publisher, running short on words here, is Inkpot Publications. Inkpot Publications, alhamdulillah, is my own printing company that I started maybe, let's say 2007, 2008. Walillahi alhamd. We've printed maybe 4 or 5 books on our own separately due to the lack of time, lack of finances, studying overseas full time. But hopefully, in the near future, we'll be able to produce some better things, some bigger things, and some more things. Even though size doesn't matter, and it's not about how big the book is, but it's the content of the book. And alhamdulillah, this book here, which is the latest of our publications, sold out. Alhamdulillah, all the copies are gone. To this day, I have requests. People want books from India, from all over the place. Even here in Al-Madinah, the rest of the books that I took with me, I sold to many people. Alhamdulillah. Therefore, the author mentions his introduction on page 4. He talks about why he wrote the book, why seeking knowledge is so important, so crucial, so vital to every single Muslim. And this was written on the 3rd of Muharram year, 1435, 11/7/2013 of the Common Era calendar. The author basically collected 41 hadith. The 41st hadith is an extra hadith, but the first 40 hadith pertain to the specific do's and don'ts of seeking knowledge. Now, we're not going to repeat all of the information that we explained in detail before, why we wrote the book, the importance of it, the need of it, and alhamdulillah, it being a very unique and special book. Not too many books like this are available in the Arabic language, let alone in English. I haven't come across any book in English that deals with this topic in this hadithi style. In other words, no explanation, alright, no commentary, no type of points extracted, just the chapter heading and the hadith. Okay, no long drawn out extensive kalam, no technicalities. Hadith has been collected by such and such, and the footnote, report authentic by Fulan and Fulan, if it's outside of Al-Bukhari and Muslim. I haven't come across any work similar to this in the English language, and all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, I'm not going to, praise myself or anything like this. This is the book in brief. It is 70 pages. As we said before, it's 41 hadith. And it's approximately, I would say, maybe 37 or 38 chapters. A few chapters have more than one hadith in them. And the main point of the book is, first and foremost, to be memorized if possible. And secondly, to take the chapter heading, read the hadith once or twice, maybe 3 times, and see if you can get the link and the connection and the relative meaning between the chapter and the hadith, as was the style of Al-Bukhari and Abu Dawud and Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, An-Nasai, Ibn Khuzaymah, Ibn Hibban, and the rest of the ulama of the hadith, or the fuqaha al-muhaddithin, okay, the fiqh masters of hadith. And this is the fiqh of Ahl al-Hadith, alright? As they said about Bukhari, fiqh al-Bukhari fi tarajumihi. The fiqh of Bukhari can be found in his chapter headings. What was his madhab on this issue and that issue? You find it in his chapter headings, okay? So this is the style of muhaddithin that I wanted to imitate. I wanted to try to tread their path, even though I can't come close to their status and their level of knowledge and virtue. But as the poet said, تشبهوا بالكرام وإن لم تكونوا مثلهم إن التشبه بالكرام فلاح. He says, imitate successful people. Try to be like successful people, even if you're not like them, because imitation of the successful is a means of success. Imitating the successful is a means of success. So therefore, these are some of the highlighting points of the book. First and foremost is that it's nothing but the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. It's no speech of any alim, any scholar. And as an older brother said to me, he says, Mufti, he said, the book that you put out is irrefutable. Alhamdulillah. No one can reject it. It's nothing but the sunnah of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ. Whatever madhab, whatever background, ethnic background, country, Muhammad ﷺ's statements. And that's the beauty of the sunnah. And that's the beauty of Islam. And is an important aspect that we should try to implement, is to put forth the sunnah to the people of the Prophet ﷺ. Because we live in a time in which there's so many names, so many groups, so many sheikhs. You go on YouTube, you find 1 million speakers. He says this, he says that, he says this. Who to follow? How do we know what's what and what's right? From the most clear and obvious things that something is true and solid is that it's supported by Muhammad ﷺ's sunnah. And the very first thing and the very last is Qala Rasulullah. The sunnah of Muhammad ﷺ, not the sunnah of these people, the way of these people, understanding of this person, of this sheikh, of Muhammad ﷺ. La ilaha Muhammad Rasulullah. And this is something that we must get back to as Muslims. We must get back to Muhammad ﷺ. And the devil's deception and the devil's plot is upon everyone, as Ibn al-Jawzi rahimahullah ta'ala stated. Okay? Shaitan doesn't care how you go to the hellfire, whether you call yourself this or whether you call yourself that. So the moment you stray away from these hadith of Muhammad ﷺ, to this statement, to this opinion, to this madhab, to this sheikh's fatwa, and whatever the case may be, you've lost the game already, and the shaitan is laughing at you. But the moment everything you say is because of Muhammad, everything you do is because of Muhammad, what you stay away from, what you like, what you dislike, who you dislike is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then you're upon the path bi'idhnillahi azza wa jal. So those are the distinguishing marks of the book, is that it's unique, it's only the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu, it's concise, it's simple, it isn't a very big book, something you can put in your pocket, you can memorize, you can read in hopefully an hour, depending on how fast or how slow you read, if you want to ponder on it, whatever the case may be. Some of the flaws of the book, there are some typos and some grammatical errors, okay, some which I have to take responsibility for and others for the editors, but perfection is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those things will be fixed in the coming edition this summer. Another flaw in the book, somebody may say, well, there's no explanation, Yahi. You left the people without an explanation. We explain why we didn't put an explanation. Another thing that could be a flaw, someone could say there's no table of contents. I did that intentionally. I don't want it to be a table of contents. I wanted you to read through the book like a metin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Another point of criticism in the book, somebody may say, well, everybody's not going to get the lesson. Everybody's not going to get the chapter heading. Okay, it says, a true student of knowledge never stops studying. The hadith says 2 types of greed can never be satisfied. A greed for knowledge cannot be satisfied, neither can a greed for worldly things. I don't understand the point. We say people vary in their understanding and their intelligence and their devotion and their dedication. So therefore, if you don't read it once, if you don't understand it once, read it again. Read it a second time. If you still can't get it, listen to the explanation. Pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, perhaps it will become clear to you. We want to raise the bar of the people. We don't want to make the people stupid. We don't want to lower them by explaining every comma, period, and quotation mark. It means this and sheikh, la, 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 la. That's not what we want. We want to raise the understanding of the people, okay? And whenever a person wishes to dumbify, if that's the correct word in the English language, wishes to make the people stupid and water and totally tune down everything, and then it must be explained by this sheikh, it has to be explained like this, you can't understand it yourself, know for sure that he wants to have control over you. And whenever someone calls you to knowledge and wishes to educate you, then bi'idhnillah azza wa jal, that's a sign he doesn't want you to follow him. He wants you to bring you to the guidance. And that's what we have to do as Muslims. Okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. That's what I thought, what I've learned. And this is how I wanted to put the book together. If someone feels differently, alhamdulillah, they're free to their own opinion. They can write their book how they like to write their book. Walillahi alhamd. Therefore, the grade on the book, I really can't, give my own book a grade. Allahu alam, al-muhim. Many people have benefited from it. Many people request more copies and more explanations of the book. May Allah accept it from me and all those brothers who helped out and who supported. And this is it. This is a brief review of the book, and I only did it because it was a request. If not, we have many other books that can be studied and reviewed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. If there are any other questions or inquiries or comments or corrections that you find or you have about the book, please let us know so we can serve you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's permission. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.